And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another night of Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. We are in our second season, episode number 8.
Eight already.
We're still rolling along. A lot of people are watching this. So
Yeah.
I hear comments all the time.
Yep.
Wherever I go. So it's fun.
I know a lot of the wrestlers, too, are always asking about being on it or who's been the best. They kind of have a competition of who doesn't freeze up on the podcast, so that's pretty fun, too. But
We've had some surprises. We had one guy singing here a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Boy, Jack Sorenson, yeah. Couldn't believe it. He did really well, too. He's a singer.
He is.
All right, Coach, we have a lot of stuff here going on and stuff that has happened here at the Owatonna High School.
Well, first, let us not forget our podcast sponsor right now, Flemke Insurance Agency. Mr. Ben Flemke over there, a large supporter of the Owatonna Wrestling program, and also has a kid in it. Happens to be a svelte 195 he's weighing in now, but still wrestling a lot of 220. Max Flemke, freshman. And, so at the Flemke Agency, he does the shopping for you, which I know can be quite the headache when you're looking for a new policy or comparing, premiums and everything like that. So it's good to have someone like that in your corner.
Well, you get to anybody that's saving time and saving you money. Well, that's the guy to talk to.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go right into the Owatonna High School, Coach.
Yeah, let's go way back. Let's go 2 weeks ago, Thursday, January 26th. We had Alumni Night. Had a lot of familiar faces show up, similar to the Davis Duels, where a lot of big community outpouring. And they were treated to an upset victory over Rochester Mayo.
That was huge.
That was amazing. Mm-hmm. Came down to heavyweight, but honestly, it started with the battle. We had a lot of key wins throughout. And basically, I looked through, and all the people I'm going to list here really quick were key wins because they were all extra team points. So Kaden Lindquist at 106, Lane Karsten at 120 by major decision, Michael Reinardy tech fault at 138, Mason Blum at 152 by pin, RJ Reinardy at 160 by pin. And actually, I think they thought by sending up their 160-pounder that they could get a win against RJ, and instead he kind of flipped it on him, which was awesome.
Yes, that was great.
And then Cael Robb, major decision, and then ended the night sealing the victory. We were down 31-33, came down to heavyweight, and Mr. Grant Lauer, the power tower himself, came through with a big victory.
I'll tell you, I was sitting in the stands, and when you get down to heavyweight and he's got to win, there's nothing better.
It's
when they
crazy.
pull out that win, it gets really wild up there.
Yep.
Everybody came up to their feet, I'll tell you that.
It was intense. I had to take my sport coat off for the heavyweight match. I was sweating so bad. And but yeah, had some crucial team point saving things happen in that match too that set us up for the victory. And one of them was at 132, our sophomore Parker Casas, who took on Kobayashi, and they, I know, had it penciled in for a tech fall or a pin going into that match, and instead pushed him. I think ended up only being a 4-point match. Fought hard, gassed him out. Parker's really been that team-saving grinder, and really excited for his potential next year in senior. He just keeps getting better every single season. And then Max Flemke had an exciting one against ranked Ethan Peper. And Max
almost
actually
beat him.
Yeah, got the reversal to tie it up 2-2 with about 20 seconds left, and then got re-reversed and put to his back, but saved not getting pinned. Mm-hmm. And that's freshman versus senior. Like that was a huge match.
Pepper's a ranked wrestler, so Flemke did great.
Mm-hmm.
And then Owatonna defeated Mankato West. Pretty big.
Yeah, Mankato West, for all intents and purposes, has about a half a lineup. They did try to fill it the best they could that day, but I know they had some more like JV-worthy kids in their varsity lineup. So, but there were a couple of studs that they trotted out. Donoven Sorenson at 113 against Wicks, who placed just behind him at an individual tournament this last weekend. Wicks gives people fits, and he's a fighter, so that was a crucial win that Donnie had. Michael Reinardy had a victory against Soren Ehmke, who took, I believe, third at that same individual tournament. So, a big-time win there. Cael Robb then kind of had the marquee match going against Damien Reiwe, and I know I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. So sorry, Damien, if you're out there. But that kid was ranked third in AA because that Mankato West isn't AAA right now. So third in AA, and Cael went against him and handled him. It was a really solid kind of college-looking match.
Cael has handled everybody.
Yes, yep. And then Feltzy at 82 and Lauer at heavyweight both got pins to seal that up for us.
Cool. And Donoven Sorenson, you missed that one.
Oh, no, that was the match where he had, that's his rival, Rob Wicks.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
And that was a 3-0 match, which Donnie really has started looking mature and like winning the close ones, not panicking when it's close.
Yep,
So,
came through.
yep.
Friday, the girls went away to a varsity tournament up at Simley.
Yeah, so that was 2 Fridays ago. They ran a tight ship up there. It was a really efficient tournament. It was cool to see, though. All these girls-only tournaments, it's so positive, so unifying. Everyone's there, smiles. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're intense wrestlers, but the sportsmanship or sportswomanship is kind of unrivaled. It's so cool. Everyone is like buzzing about, this new frontier. And so to be there was awesome. We had 2 champions. Isabel Townley probably spent a whole 45 seconds on the mat between her 2 matches, 2 quick pins.
Yep.
And then Aaliyah Fisher, our 7th grader, kind of same thing. I think she went into the second period once, but otherwise pinned her way through at 138. And then Precious Carter, who got injured on the day, unfortunately, but wrestled really tough. And if she wouldn't have injury defaulted, probably would have taken 5th. So.
All right, and that was on the 27th. Then the very next day, you're away at the Swallow Duel tournament at Casas, Matterville.
Yeah, and we had 4 out of our 5 duels were against ranked teams. It was a tough day. So we started with a win against Lewiston Altura Rushford Peterson, 48-28. And then we were in the match against La Crosse Aquinas. They're ranked in Wisconsin. Really tough team,
I'm
top
not
to bottom.
familiar with that one.
Yeah. And in that duel, they had the number 1 kid in Wisconsin at 160, and Cael Robb went out and almost majored him.
Wow.
Just handled him. So that was incredible. Then we had Shakopee, number 10th ranked at AAA. At that point, we were already kind of dropping like flies. We had to forfeit a couple of weights due to injury, and it was a tournament where they wouldn't let us pull over from JV. So kind of forfeited 12 points the rest of the way. But lost to Shakopee, lost to Casson, that team is an all-star team.
They're always ranked.
Yeah. And then Caledonia, who's 3rd in single A, but another one where if we're not giving up 12 points automatically, that could have been a 9-point duel. So we wrestled tough that day.
Mm-hmm. And then now Thursday, we're in February 2nd.
Yeah.
You're at away meet
I just want to point out real quick, sorry, I missed this when I was talking about Cael. Scored his 150th career win that day against a man from Casson who was ranked. And then, went 4-1 on the day with his only loss being against the number 1 kid in the state in Minnesota. Lost a 9-2 match, which it was a scramble at the end. It was really like a 5-2 match.
Is that 160 I didn't also?
160, yep.
Okay.
And then Michael Reinardy went undefeated on the day and made the all-tournament team. So went 5-0 on a pretty dang tough day. So that was awesome.
Them Reinardys are tough all the time.
They are.
For sure. Okay, then you went to Albert Lee.
Yeah, we had Albert Lee last Thursday. Lost 27-44. Had 2 really close losses there that both went Albert Lee's way. That if those are different, it's a 6-point duel. And so, that's tough right there. We also didn't quite weather the storm. They are so tough, 106 through 132. Yep. Just a true power alley for them. And didn't quite get done. Lane Karsten saved team points, but otherwise they scored. Well, and actually Kaden Lindquist saved team points too, but didn't quite get the job done there. So, and that's how Albert Lee operates. They get out to a monstrous lead, and then they just hold on tight.
So I was just going to say, it's kind of affects the minds of some of the wrestlers when they get that big lead. It's like, gosh, can we do this or not? They're thinking that for sure.
Right. Well, and we ended the duel the way we pretty much knew we would, with Rob getting a pin, Blake Fitcher getting a pin, Max Flemke getting an injury default. Poor kid dislocated his shoulder, but Max was probably going to at least win that match, and then Grant Lauer finished by pin. So.
Okay. Close losses by Reinardy and Blum, too,
Yeah.
at 138-52.
Those were those two.
Tough.
Yeah.
Saturday, February 4.
Yeah, we were just in Maple River this last Saturday. That was a tough tournament. New Prague was there. Jackson County Central was there. Watertown Mayor. So, I mean, every kid that was placing in the top 3 is ranked in the state of Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So it was a tough tournament. And so we had Lane Karsten at 120, took second. Cael Robb at 152, took second. Blake Fitcher at 195, took third. Donnie Sorenson at 113 took fourth. He had a good day. And Ryan Feltz took sixth at 182.
Okay.
So
the girls were at a tournament also in Pine Island that day. Couple of place winners there.
A massive tournament. I forgot to look at the final tally. I know there was like 200 wrestlers last year. I think there was almost 300 this year.
Oh, my.
Just crazy. So Aaliyah Fisher, our 7th grader, took first at 138. She, in the semis, pinned a returning state finalist, and then in the finals beat a returning state finalist as well to get her crown. So she's peaking at the right time.
She's
and
for real.
I mean, she's a year-round wrestler, super dedicated, but even with that, the progress that we've seen since, like, preseason nationals, it's crazy. Like, what she's holding on to, what she's kind of adding to her arsenal. And then Isabel Townley had a really tough tournament and took third. Like, it's kind of a precursor to how state went last year. Same type of thing. Like, so.
You know, when you get into those 30s and 40s, even up to 50s, they were always usually your best matches, the toughest kids. And Aaliyah is really doing well. I look back, she's got first in front of her name everywhere we look.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. She's handling her business.
Doing well. Okay, this week, Coach, what are we going to do? Thursday, February 9th.
Yeah, so tomorrow night we're hosting Chatfield for a duel.
That'll be a big one.
Yeah, that'll be huge. And
what's the starting time? I heard they changed it to
varsity's still 7, but we moved up JV to 5:30 so that we could pack in a few exhibition matches, a few extras, and then kind of the senior night awards. So, yeah, we that's probably
that's good to know.
Yeah, that's probably what we're going to start doing going forward whenever we have a head-to-head duel, just because a lot of these programs we're always trying to get, the whole team matches, which can kind of push back. Albert Lee, I don't think varsity started till 7:45 that night. So
it took a while.
Yeah. And then Saturday we're going 2 different places. So it's girls sections up in Hastings on Saturday. So Aaliyah Fisher and Isabel Townley will be representing Owatonna up there. And then going the other way down to Albert Lee, we have the Big 9 JV conference individual tournament.
Okay.
So another big day where we're at multiple locations. So it'll be fun.
A lot of wrestling going here in the next couple of days.
Absolutely.
The 9th, 11th, and 11th. Okay, the youth. Friday, February 3rd, they're going to the final Rumble Trophy Tournament.
Yeah, so we had that this past Friday. It was cool. And before that, we got TCU came for another one of our rumbles at the middle school, and I know they appreciated that vibe where it's, hey, we're gonna get everybody 2 to 3 matches. It's gonna be evenly matched. This tournament that we just did, that end of the year, was 4 trophies, so it was just seeing who was the best. But the other rumbles we did earlier on in the season were just getting good matches, just getting them out there and getting them used to live wrestling without going to a crazy tournament where their eyes get too wide and they don't want to do it. And so, yeah, super positive.
Okay, we're going to take a little break here, but we got RJ Reinardy and Isabel Townley coming up next here on the Owatonna Wrestling Podcast Show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. We got Coach Johnson down at that end. This is Larry Hovden here, and we got a new one in here this week, Isabel Townley. But before we talk to her, we need to always talk about our sponsors because they're the ones that got us here.
Absolutely. Flemke Insurance Agency, locally owned and operated. His team put him to work for commercial, personal, residential, automobile, all of it. So they have, multiple dozen carriers, and they're able to work with them for you. Be basically kind of like your sports agent where they're doing all the negotiating for you. So,
and we like to see that for sure. All right, Isabel Townley, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so how's your season going this far? I think we've talked about it, but I'd like to hear it just from the horse's mouth here.
It's gone pretty good. There's been some ups and downs.
You know your record yet or not?
Hard to say.
Yes. See, I like that answer right there.
Right.
They aren't worried about their record. They just want to wrestle. And that's great. That is really good to have a wrestler say that.
Yeah, she was wearing her Simley Tournament Championship shirt today, right?
Yeah.
Just flexing that on people. Yep. Like I said, did you tally up how many seconds you were actually on the mat for that tournament? Couldn't have been a minute, right?
45.
It was probably
Was it?
barely a minute.
Barely a minute.
Barely a
okay.
minute.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And how many matches? 3? 2?
2.
2
I had
in
a
that one.
bye.
Yeah.
Wow. Less than a minute and 2 matches.
Top seed there. Yeah.
Well,
Well, and what are some of the things you did in the off season to prepare for this? It doesn't have to be necessarily wrestling based, but like, how do you stay busy and in shape and
fit.
everything like that?
Well, I did freestyle last year.
Okay, yeah.
there you go.
And then I did some lifting like outside, and I did track,
What'd you do in track?
pole vaulting.
Yeah, you did. With my daughter Nora. Yeah. And did you actually like attack? Like I don't know. Like every time I look over, you looked, kind of like just so zen, which is weird to me because pole vaulting would freak me out. Like going up like that and everything like that. Like, was that your first time trying it?
Yeah,
Yeah. And what'd you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
You did?
I had
Yeah.
one son that did that. He had a lot of fun. Gabe.
Oh,
Pole
okay.
vaulter.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
You got to be strong to do that, though. You got to have muscle. Pull yourself up.
Nice.
That's a good sign right there.
So, Miss returning third in state from last season, what's your goal this year?
First.
Individually. First. Okay.
First is
Nice.
sections, first is state.
Absolutely.
Right?
Right.
All right.
Yeah. I love that goal.
She's so quiet, so timid. She don't say much.
No. She says a lot with her expressions, though. A lot of anger during
Yeah.
practice. Yeah.
I see her in the matches always. She goes after it.
Absolutely.
Not scared to go at all. What's your favorite part about the sport of wrestling? What's the most fun you have during the season?
The team they're all very interesting, and like the practices they're never boring.
Good.
Thank you.
Good,
I'll
coach.
take that as a compliment.
Never boring. All right.
Sweet.
But you know what? You're into the team thing. That's really good. Really good. Well, you get a wrestler think about it like that. Do anything for the team.
Well, and speaking of, do you have is there a particular moment, doesn't even have to be this season, that sticks out to you as far as like funny, weird, or most fond moment that you have with your teammates?
There's not really one specific. They're all very funny and
Yeah.
all over the place all the time.
Just not with your brother Trevor?
No.
No. That's what I thought.
What's your music when you walk out of the match? AC/DC?
Or like as you're warming up, what's something that gets you going? What are you preparing with?
Eminem's a good one.
There you go.
Nice. Any songs in particular?
No, I don't think so. Just
Okay.
in
What's that
general.
one song? You only get one shot.
Lose yourself.
You gotta be
Yeah.
ready.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be ready at all times.
I can see you jamming out to Slim Shady.
So quiet you are. She likes some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, I don't want to put you on the spot too much, but it doesn't have to be as high pressured as, say, Jack Sorensen singing on the podcast. What's like a talent or hobby or something like a quirky interest you have that not a lot of people know about?
I really don't know.
You play the banjo secretly?
No.
No?
Are you in band?
No. I did choir, but
Choir?
I didn't do it this year.
Oh, okay.
Are you an alto?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was kind of joking. I figured soprano.
I used to be, but
Okay.
I'm more of an alto now.
Gotcha. Well, what's just something you like to do in your spare time?
We do a lot of like hiking over the summer,
That's
a
what I
lot
thought.
of road trips and stuff.
Yeah, your family's pretty
Sweet.
outdoorsy, right?
Yeah,
Your whole family do that?
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
most. My mom, just like our household.
Uh-huh.
Nice. Did you guys go to the Montana trip?
Yeah.
Did you go on that? Yeah. What was your favorite part of that trip?
Probably like, I'd say when we went whitewater rafting. That was
Ooh, okay.
really fun.
Yeah.
They reward these kids with good behavior out there. I've been
Yeah.
to a few of them camps, and man, they tell them you better be in shape when you come there, and they're not kidding.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, Monday morning, they hit her.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's cool.
so most of the kids from Owatonna know what's coming. So
Yep.
I think they get ready for it.
Well, do you want to do any shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out to here?
My dad.
Yeah?
He's
Oh.
my number one fan.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
What's your dad's name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy Townley.
Yeah.
Yes, it
You'll
is.
always hear him. You will.
Yeah.
And
I heard him too.
Yeah, and he did a good job of supporting the coaching staff at Mankato East when something happened. Yeah, we nag on you a little bit, don't we? Yeah, it happens. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on here. I can't wait to have you back on like March, what would it be, like 9th after you win a state title?
Yeah.
And we have, the
State
state play.
champions?
Yeah, we'll have the state champs on for a special podcast, and
that'd be kinda
you'll
cool.
definitely be one of them. Otherwise, you owe me money. So that's how it works. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I'm
A
gonna have to
lot,
go
too.
first.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have that much money.
If you win,
that much money.
if you win, he has to give you money. Then.
Ooh. There we
Works
go.
both ways.
Yep. There you go.
All right.
Awesome.
That kind of wraps it up here
Yeah.
with Isabel Townley. She's doing very, very well. Every tournament she's went to, I think almost first or second for sure.
Yep.
And 1 second out there, maybe. But, man, she's taken a lot of championships, so it's fun to watch this little girl. She's not too big, but, boy, she's powerful. When she gets on that mat, she means business. I've seen that. She's
Yep.
raring to go. That's good. And a lot of fans see that. They really cheer for you out there.
Yeah.
So, okay. We'll wrap that up here with Isabel, and we got the next guest coming up right after this break.
All right.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast here with Coach Johnson running the show. I'm Larry Hubden, and we got a new one on here, R.J. Reinardy, the youngest of the Reinardy boys.
Yeah. Big old RJ, though.
And I'll tell you
He's
what,
not a lightweight.
Them boys have made him tough. He's the biggest one, I think, right?
Jacob's still a little bit bigger.
Oh, he is. But he's in college.
Yeah.
That don't count.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. RJ, so how's your season been going so far?
It's had its ups and downs.
Yeah, you've had the it's a workhorse type mentality where you kind of get bumped around to where we need you for the team. And yeah, everyone kind of goes through that at some point in their career, and you're doing that for us this year. But I've talked about it a few times. Teams that run away from Rob just automatically assume then they're going to get the win, like Mayo did, and you go out there and you get the pin.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's like-
what I had marked. That was a big win by Penn there.
Yeah.
And that
So
match.
that's cool that we're able to, teams may think that they're getting the easier of the two options, which, I mean, Cael's a stud, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But to have you as the second option is still pretty fun. So I love that.
So, how's your season going? Now you've gotten a lot of wins here in the last few matches. So this
Yeah.
maybe it might be the time to be peaking, right?
Yeah.
Placed at Eastridge, which was a really tough tournament. So how was that for you? How'd that tournament go?
It went pretty good.
How many matches you have?
Can't remember.
I think you had 4, it seems like.
4 or 5. Can't
Yeah,
really
you might have
remember.
maxed out at 5.
Wow.
He had this kid from Rochester, John Marshall, who was an absolute bodybuilder, just the most jacked kid you've ever seen in high school. And RJ horsed him in a cement mixer, like absolutely horsed him over and over again until the kid
So that
finally
guy
went.
wasn't used to going down like that then, if you got that on.
No, he was
for
pretty
you.
confident about it. So, what about I know you and your brothers are no strangers to the weight room. What kind of work did you do this summer to prepare?
I just pretty much lifted over the summer.
Yeah, and you pole vaulted too, right?
Yeah.
What was the deal? My daughter goes out and tries it. Isabel tries it. Was that your first year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you enjoy it?
It was all right.
Did you get over the bar?
Yeah.
All right.
What was your highest? I should ask Isabel. What was your highest mark?
8.6.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, that's
A lot higher than I am.
so. You're not. Are you at the point now where you're just not afraid? Like you're confident in your technique to where?
I don't have very good technique.
No?
I kind of just pull myself over the bar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Which I suppose. I mean, it's a pull up with some ab workout
You
to
talk
it.
to the coach Gabe, he'll tell you some tricks to that.
Yeah. Well, we got like Brennan Barishka, former Owatonna wrestler, was a pole vaulter too, and he's in town, chiropractor now. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what's your favorite part about the sport of wrestling?
Probably winning a big match. It's just cool to look up and see like all the fans cheering and stuff.
That's fun.
What's been your favorite match so far of yours?
Probably against Mayo.
That recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was huge.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Mayo was expecting to win that one. There's no doubt in my mind on that.
Yeah. Well, RJ's one of those guys that's kind of like everyone's little brother. What's so let's try to find a story where you're not getting the crap kicked out of you or something or bullied. But what's your favorite like moment you have? It doesn't even have to be like recently. It could be as a little kid going to a tournament. Like favorite moment with your teammates.
Probably at like dual meets and stuff when we're all sitting on the open mat because JV finished, and we're all sitting there watching the big kids wrestle. And
Okay.
we're all over there screwing around and stuff.
Yeah. Nice.
You know, we're talking about a lot of wins with you, but sometimes, you know, at your age, you're young. Just remember, some of your best matches might be the close ones that you lost, too. It might be a great match. It might be really great. So keep that in mind. You can't win every one of them. You just got to win at the end.
Yeah. Well, and as I mean, last year, freshman, you were kind of 38, 45. This year, you know, truly you would be a 52 probably, but we're asking you to wrestle 160 and sometimes 170
Oh, my.
as a sophomore. So, you know, that's the thing where you know, keeping that right mindset of, you know, it's going to be your time, you know, next year and the year after like that. Then you get to beat up on kids that were like you, where they were, you know, younger guys, and get to use all that muscle and crunch them, and yeah, just take out all your rage.
I didn't catch your music. What's your favorite music to run out to?
Probably rap.
Rap?
Like a nice bass drop.
Okay. I thought you were going to say AC/DC or something. No.
I might change it up though.
Yeah. What did you run out to Northfield?
Dark Knight.
Dark.
By who?
Trippy Red.
Don't know any of those words, but I trust that that's a real song. Gotcha. Nice. Well, and so we've been asking a lot of these wrestlers hidden or just like not a lot of people know this about you, talent, interest, you know, something like that. What's something people don't know about RJ Reinardy?
I got a pretty big football and baseball card collection.
Okay.
What's pretty big? Curious. I mean, does it cover?
Couple thousand cards.
Oh my!
Jeez. Wow. So
All
that's a
alphabetized?
lifelong passion then, huh?
They all
Yeah.
alphabetized?
Not anymore.
No.
I had them sorted by like team and stuff a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you say are kind of your most prized possessions, your most valuable cards?
I got a bunch of cards from like the 80s and 90s in baseball.
Okay.
But my two favorite cards are probably a Pat Mahomes college card and a Tom Brady college card.
Gee, Tom Brady had a college card sitting on the bench at Michigan. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Well, yeah, and Pat Mahomes, what was he? Texas Tech?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah, those someday hopefully appreciate and get more valuable.
Well, I had a whole box full of them when I was your age too, and I left them lay out one time. My mom got mad and burned them. She threw them in the garbage.
Jeez.
Yeah. So think if I'd had them now, 50 years later. So hang on to those cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a long time, you retire on them.
Well, so RJ, do you have anyone you'd like to shout out to?
No.
No. Oh, you got to say your
man.
mom or dad.
I'll shout out my mom and dad.
Oh, okay.
That's hardcore, man. Yeah, just nope.
Nope.
Nope. All right.
I know how hard they work to get you here
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, we'll thank them for you. Thank you so much, Ron and Steph.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
They do. They do a lot of
Yeah.
the sides. Work down a concession stand. They take team pictures.
Yeah.
They do a lot.
Always around. Well, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.
Yep.
And yeah, you didn't freeze up completely. That was good. Yeah, that was good. He's a quiet guy anyway. We had 2 quiet wrestlers tonight, so
Yeah.
it's kind of what I expected. So
All right. I guess that wraps it up here, Coach Johnson here with myself, Larry Houghton, and Mr. R.J. Reinardy here at the show. And I guess that all wraps up. You want to say something about Flemke one more time?
yeah, just
I do.
appreciate the sponsorship and everything they do for the program. These Flemke and he's well invested in the community, like in so many different things. So it's not just wrestling, and just very, very grateful for what he does, and then also how he helps his clients.
Yeah, I was reading over the footnotes there. They say he goes like to 40 different companies to
Yeah.
get the best price. So, so if you save you time and save you money, boy, that's right up my alley. I like that idea.
Absolutely.
Okay, that wraps it up here for the weekly show here at the Owatonna Wrestling Weekly Podcast. And thanks for listening. See you next time.
Take care.